Sunny and warm across the CSRA today. More sunshine with cooler temperatures are in the forecast. I'll have the details coming up. Your 6:30 p.m. news starts right now.
Your local news and weather now. Fox 54 News now.
I want to give my side of the story.
The defense began its case today in the trial over the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 6:30. I'm Mark Blaine.
And I'm Courtney Hicks. Three defendants, Travis McMichael, his father Gregory, and neighbor William Bryan Jr. face felony murder and other charges in the February 2020 shooting of Arbery outside Brunswick, Georgia. Bryan's defense attorney made his opening statement Wednesday, opting to wait until the prosecution rested their case. Attorneys for the other defendants gave opening statements at the start of the trial.
Evidence is clear from the context of all Mr. Bryan's statements that he never attempted to assault Mr. Arbery with his motor vehicle.
Defense attorneys say the men acted in self-defense, claiming they were trying to make a citizen's arrest after they suspected Arbery of burglary. But Arbery's family says he was only jogging in the area prior to the shooting. The defense is expected to call 30 witnesses, with testimony stretching into early next week.
Now, earlier this week, a defense attorney asked the judge to limit the amount of black pastors in the courtroom. Those comments caught the attention of the General Missionary Baptist Convention that's holding its 151st annual convention in Augusta this week.
Fox 54's Jared Eggleston joins us live from the Marriott Convention Center in downtown Augusta, where members just wrapped a press conference addressing these very comments. Good evening to you, Jared.
And Mark and Courtney, good evening. The attorneys for the men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery asked that Reverend Jesse Jackson be removed from the courtroom just days after they requested that the judge limit the amount of black pastors also allowed in the courtroom. Now, those comments caught the eyes of many, including members of the General Missionary Baptist Convention. The convention is made up of over 600 congregations statewide. Now, within the last few hours, officials wrapped a press conference talking about the comments and the role of black pastors in social justice.
We don't have to have a cause to be. We have a right to be. Yeah. And to be insulted by such, if you want to call them an attorney, a lawyer, is ridiculous in this day and time.
Now, I caught up with Reverend Corbett following today's press conference. More from him, including what his reaction was when he first heard the defense attorney's comments. I'm working on that for you coming up tonight on Fox 54 News at 10 and 11. For now, we're live in downtown Augusta. I'm Jared Eggleston, Fox 54 News Now.
All right, thank you so much for that, Jared. On to another high-profile case as the jury failed to reach a verdict on the first day of deliberations in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. 7 women and 5 men continue to weigh his fate on day 2. Jurors submitted multiple questions to the judge, including asking to review video evidence, the request prompting a discussion about how many times they would be allowed to watch.
I believe the jury should be able to watch them as they see fit. I do not see how videotapes of an incident could be overemphasized or looked at too much.
Another video, which the state says shows Rittenhouse pointing a gun at protesters before last year's fatal shooting, is the subject of the defense's motion for a mistrial with prejudice. If convicted of the most serious charge, Rittenhouse faces life in prison.
Well, hello, everyone. An Indian summer is in full effect right now across the CSRA with lots of sunshine and warm temperatures today. Our day has turned into a nice night now with comfortable temperatures. Look outside Augusta and downtown, just looking absolutely gorgeous out there. Temperatures are comfortable, but now that the sun has set, they've started to cool off. We have 61 degrees in Augusta. It's 63 in Aiken. Out towards the east, Bamberg, you have 67 degrees. Saluda, you're one of the cooler spots at 57 degrees, 60 in McCormick. We have 59 in Washington. We also have 59 degrees in Thompson. Checking out live Doppler radar, scanning the skies of the Metro CSRA. No rain to talk about. We are dry, and we should remain dry throughout the overnight hours. Looking at our hourly temperature forecast for the next couple hours shows that temperatures will maintain in the mid-50s through 10 p.m. Then as we head into the overnight, we'll drop down near 50 degrees. So I'll have more details on your forecast, which shows some cooler temperatures in the 7-day forecast and a little bit of cloud cover as well in just a few minutes. Mark?
Melinda, thank you very much for that. Earlier this week, President Biden signed the bipartisan infrastructure bill into law. The $1.2 trillion legislation includes funding to help revitalize roads and bridges, improve public transportation, and expand broadband in rural communities.
It also includes a big investment into clean drinking water, something Fox 54's Hannah Cotter has been following since the beginning when Georgia U.S. Senator Jon Ossoff launched the push back in April. She joins us now live here in the studio. Good evening, Hannah.
Mark, Courtney, this is the biggest investment into clean drinking water ever. And Senator Ossoff tells me it will help ensure clean water for school children and people throughout the community. The infrastructure bill includes $55 billion to remove lead pipes, and Georgia alone is set to receive at least $900 million. Senator Ossoff says right now it's unclear just how much Augusta-Richmond County will be getting, but says the passage of this bill ensures kids and families have access to clean water at home and at school.
Clean water is fundamental. I mean, look, this is America. You know, our kids shouldn't be drinking water from lead pipes, and that's why I championed this. We were able to unite Democrats and Republicans to include it in the bill, and now this bipartisan infrastructure bill will have the resources necessary to remove those lead pipes in Augusta and across our state.
When I spoke with the Augusta Utilities Department back in August, they told me they have several rehabilitation projects planned in the Rocky Creek Basin and downtown towards East Augusta. When I reached out to the city today, they said they wanted to wait to comment until more details have been shared with Commission. The Infrastructure Act includes a lot more than just clean water, how else it will affect our area, and when we might start seeing those dollars coming up tonight at 10. Live in the studio, I'm Hannah Cotter, Fox 54 News Now.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah. If you've pulled up at the pump recently, you've probably noticed gas prices are on the rise. While Georgia and South Carolina gas prices are a little below the national average of $3.41 for gas, they're still pretty high. Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy suggests when traveling this year, shop around, change up how you pay because some gas stations offer discounts if you use cash, and slow down, which could save you a lot of gas.
We're only about 3 cents away from the most expensive Thanksgiving, which was 2012. We may get there yet this year. So the concern is that, unfortunately, in the immediate future, there's not going to be a whole lot of relief. We could see a couple pennies here and there, but it's still likely to be one of the priciest Thanksgivings in quite some time.
All righty. Tonight at 10, hear from Georgia and South Carolina AAA about how to prepare before hitting the roads this holiday season and how to stay safe while you're getting to your destination.
If you plan on driving near Riverwatch Parkway tomorrow, we have a traffic alert you need to know about. Crews will be doing maintenance on the William Billy Powell Bridge on Riverwatch Parkway, and one lane of traffic will be closed. Work is scheduled to begin at 8:30 in the morning and run until 3 p.m. You can expect traffic delays during those hours. New tonight, the man hit by a car after a traffic stop last night in Augusta is facing multiple felony charges. Authorities say the charges against 35-year-old Tommy Browner Jr. will be filed as soon as he's released from the hospital. Richmond County Sheriff's deputies made a traffic stop at the intersection of Deansbridge Road and Augusta Tech Drive. That's where they say Browner jumped out of the car and was hit by another vehicle as he fled on foot. He then reportedly continued to try to get away despite being tased by deputies. He ended up in a wooded area where, in attempting to draw a gun, he shot himself when the gun went off. This is still an ongoing investigation. We'll update you on air and online when we learn more about this case.
All 5 inmates who escaped from a Georgia jail last week are now in custody. Details are still limited, but this is what we know. As of this morning, the Warner Robins Police Department And GBI tweeted that police captured the fifth and final escapee, 33-year-old Tyree Williams, without a struggle after he was found hiding behind a building. The capture of Williams ends a week-long investigation by federal and state authorities that began when the 5 inmates escaped a Pulaski County jail by tricking a guard and stealing a van. Again, this is a developing story.
At noon tonight, an Aiken man is behind bars after being sentenced on ammunition and drug charges. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 29-year-old Aaron Griffin was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to possession of ammunition and the possession of methamphetamine with the intent to distribute. This case dates back to 2018 when a deputy pulled Griffin over for speeding in Lexington County and discovered over 800 grams of methamphetamine in his car. The DEA assisted in the investigation.
And the Savannah Riverkeeper is asking for you to avoid Rocky Creek from Barton Chapel to the Regency Mall. In a Facebook post, the Riverkeeper says hazmat crews are working to identify the chemical that has come into contact with the waterway, killing fish along the creek. The chemical is causing an odor that could become a bit overwhelming. Now, officials are on the scene to contain and remove the chemical.
Well, now before we go to break, here's a look at your almanac for today. The high temperature was a warm 79 degrees and the morning low was 38 degrees. That was an impressive 41-degree temperature change from this morning through this afternoon. More sunshine and much cooler temperatures are on the way, and I'll have the details coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back. Our gorgeous warm day has turned into a pleasant evening. Here's a live look outside with our tower cam. We're looking at I-20 in Augusta. You can see traffic moving along nicely at this hour and not much of a breeze out there. You can't really see that flag moving too much. And as I said before, we've really comfortable temperatures out there. We have cooled off since the sun has set around 5:30, and we're down to 61 degrees in Augusta, 59 degrees in Aiken, 67 degrees in Bamberg. Saluda, you're one of the cooler spots with 56 degrees. We got 60 degrees in McCormick. Washington, you're at 59 degrees, 57 in Thompson. Checking out live Doppler radar, scanning the skies of the CSRA. You'll notice no colors on the map, no rain to talk about. The Doppler radar will be dry overnight tonight. And as we look across the southeast, you can see not a lot going on here. We are dry from the Carolinas all the way down into the deep south, even down into South Florida, and we have nice temperatures really all across the southeast as well, because high pressure is in control of our weather. There's 64 degrees in Charlotte, and then we warm up a little bit down towards Mobile with 69 degrees, 80 degrees in Tampa, 78 degrees in Miami. That's where the warm spot is across the southeast. High pressure in control of our weather is this high pressure system that gave us such a nice day with the warm temperatures. We'll check out our forecast and we'll see tomorrow this high pressure system is going to move off of the coast, and this front out here to the west is going to advance into our area. Now, this front will bring more cloud cover into our area, but unfortunately it's not going to bring any rain whatsoever at all, because as it works its way into our area, it is going to weaken. But for tonight, we've got a nice night on tap for us. Not too bad out there, 50 degrees for a low, mainly clear skies, but then towards sunrise we'll see that patchy fog develop. Then in the morning we'll start off with some patchy fog early, increasing clouds later in the day as that front does approach. High temperatures near 80 degrees, so quite a warm day out there for the middle of November. Checking out our 7-day forecast. Once again, we're very warm for Thursday, so hopefully you can get out and enjoy the nice warm temperatures. Then we're going to get those clouds to increase in the afternoon. Clouds may stick around for the first part of Friday, but by Friday afternoon, those clouds should clear out and we should see more sunshine. Temperatures cooling off into the mid-60s. And then as we start the weekend, much cooler, lots of sunshine. Look at this. On Saturday, we're only 58 degrees. So that's quite a temperature swing from our 80 degrees on Thursday to 58 degrees for a high temperature on Saturday. We're looking at morning lows in the 30s. Sunday, another front approaches our area again, clouds will increase. And check this out, on Monday, that's our next chance for rain with this frontal boundary, about a 40% chance for rain. High temperatures in the mid-60s, then we drop off into the 50s for highs on Tuesday and Wednesday to start the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Mark?
Linda, thank you very much. Some sad news tonight. We want to take a moment to say goodbye to a good friend. Harry Yarnell passed away today after a brief illness. He preferred to be called Buzz and was perhaps best known to local reporters as our contact at Fort Gordon. In between stints on post, Buzz even worked in a local newsroom directing crews as an assignment desk manager. As a veteran, Buzz served both his country and his community. Fox 54 sends our condolences to his family and friends. Buzz was 73 years old. We will be right back. If you're looking to get a dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, the Aiken County Health Department is offering shots to those 5 years old and up. The health department has scheduled vaccine clinics Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at its location on Beaufort Street, Northeast in Aiken. Walk-ins are welcome. You don't need an appointment or form of ID. For more information, you can call the number there on your screen.
Federal officials are responding to new criticism of the FDA.
This comes after several cities and states leapfrogged the federal agency's recommendation on COVID boosters. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Siri has more.
Federal health officials are urging patience as fears of a new nationwide COVID surge are growing. We're still waiting for the FDA to decide whether all Americans should get booster shots. Right now, they're recommended only for the elderly and those at high risk. But a growing number of cities and states are expanding access on their own without approval from the feds.
We will be reviewing the epidemiologic data, the effectiveness data, as well as the safety data, and we will provide our recommendations as soon as we can.
The push for boosters comes as infection rates are ticking up. 29 states are now experiencing a spike in new COVID cases, with the Midwest and Southwest particularly hard hit, even though some 80% of Americans 12 and older have gotten at least one vaccine dose.
People who are vaccinated are still getting COVID, but the severity is much, much lower.
Vaccination rates are also increasing among young people. By the end of Wednesday, more than 2.6 million kids ages 5 through 11 will have gotten their first shot. That's about 10% of the total number of eligible children. And the White House is working to make sure demand does not outstrip supply, promising funding for an additional billion vaccine doses in 2022.
I don't think we're going to get eradication. We've eliminated malaria years and years ago, but it exists in other places. So I don't think we're going to eliminate it completely.
Officials also confirming Wednesday the definition of fully vaccinated will not include booster shots. In Atlanta, Jonathan Siri, Fox News.
More news and weather coming up in just a moment, but first it's time for a look at temperatures from across our area with the outdoor forecast sponsored by Affordable Auto Insurance.
Welcome back. A few newcomers will be looking to steal the show at this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. A celebration gator is making its way up from the bayou for the Louisiana Office of Tourism float. And some elephants will stand tall on the Kalahari Resorts and Conventions display. Disney and Heinz hope to give you some seafaring dreams with a Magic Meets the Sea cruise line and Gravy Pirates floats, respectively. And finally, a new reindeer will be flying in to welcome the Christmas season. So lots to look forward to. It's not surprising going to soup this thing up because it was, put on pause. A lot of things were put on pause during the pandemic.
And it's always neat to see the behind the scenes
isn't it?
Of the folks putting them together.
It's a lot goes into that, and then think about
man-hours,
the balloons too, like how they blow those balloons up, and then they learn how to control the balloons as well. I mean, it's interesting.
Masterful.
Yeah,
it really
it's very
is.
cool. Yeah, we only see a tidbit on TV.
That's it.
All right, well, let's take a final look at our 7-day forecast. And tomorrow we're looking at a really nice day with warm temperatures, highs near 80, but the clouds will increase in the afternoon. Then we're going to go into the mid-60s for Friday and upper 50s for Saturday.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
80 tomorrow.
I know. What
It's
season
hard to
is
gauge
it?
things these days, yeah. We'll see you back here at 10:11. Have a great evening.